Oh, looks like it may rain. Rain again. Oh, stomach, do you see? I think it's my sodas. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Working. I'm losing my mind. Slowly but surely. Welcome everyone to a very quiet UI and heads-up display. But welcome to a very good game though. Like, I really do love this game. I really am going to pick this game up when it fully comes out. And I'm going to be showing off a full series of it at some point down the road. But this is a very cool little concept of a game and what it kind of represents base building wise. Kind of represents I compare it to things like Evil Genius, or I guess Hospital 2.0 is kind of a good example as well. Along with the 2.0 Hospital, 2.0 Campus, and all those little games, base building games that are based outside of normal city building and stuff, like making a museum or making a hospital or whatever. This is kind of like along those terms, but for building up a Air Force base during World War II, which not even intended considering the announcement that has been made in real life on certain things, that this was a little coincidental more than I was hoping. Part of me thought about just doing Star Trekker and kind of not doing this because I don't want it to, seem like playing into that either, so. But I do like this game and I think this game is awesome. Oh, my nose itchy. Sorry, Jack. So I think we're going to give it some love, show it out, and like I said, indie developers and smaller companies starting to really wow out with some good games and some different types of games and stuff out and like that. So I'm really excited to see what's to come. So we have to give this its own episode. Because this demo is still up and running, we're going to check this demo out for its own episode. No other demos with it. This is still technically the last day of Next Fest. Next Fest is probably already over, or will be over next. Probably about, if it wasn't an hour ago, it's either now or an hour from now. I can't remember translation between Pacific and Eastern off the top of my head right now. I literally looked this up the other day, but I've already forgotten. My brain's been so scattered. But this demo seems like it's extended and it's gone on its own past the initial release of the demo. So, and they've already released some stuff about some new planes and stuff that are going to be included in the full game, which I think is next month from what I read. Which, if that's the case, that's brilliant timing, because that'll work out perfectly. But yeah, we're definitely going to be checking more out of this out. We're going to check out the full demo, try to complete all the objectives in tonight's episode if we can. We're going to start over. I thought about loading my save, but I'm like, we're already down to 25 days before the German bombers show up and destroy what we've done if we don't get any good AA or planes up in the air to be able to fight against this. So I think we're going to start over now, understanding how the mechanics work a little bit better, and we're going to give it a proper start now. So we are not going to load our test game one. Plus, I redeemed a code for enlisting and following them and stuff. And got that skin for that plane you see at the bottom left. So we're going to include that in our new game as well. So I just did something extremely stupid and broke an arrow and still won. What's up, Farzero? Also, welcome. Welcome. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get started. Yeah, we only have Litchfield. There are no other missions other than Here's the thing. There's Perranporth. So that means technically we're supposed to be able to beat this and play this too. So if this is even still going even further tomorrow, we might try to beat both these maps. Just because of how much I like this game. This game's great. I played a little bit of it on the test game just to see what I could do. And kind of, I didn't save it. I got down to like 18 days. Yeah, I was doing okay, but felt like we were going to be behind in some way by the time the enemy forces show up. So I felt like we should restart for this stream. So let's do it. Let's load in. I did a tank rush late match in the forest. I mean, that's not a bad strategy. If you know you can put more tanks out than your opponent, or at least somewhat think that you can match them, that's not a bad strat. Especially in a game like that. Remember, forests are everything in those types of games, so as long as the enemy doesn't really catch on to this too quickly, you can probably take advantage of that pretty fast and kind of rush them out. And say, nah, I got bigger and better and way more efficiency in tanks than you do. And if they're, once again, if they're not seeing it ahead of time and it comes up on them at last minute, kind of like this intro for our base, yeah, that much you can do about that. So, the answering it would be too late. Hey, there's our skip. Wow. Rain came out of nowhere. These storms have been on and off this entire week. Almost. If I was a was very superstitious, I guess is the right way to put it. Pause. If I was very superstitious, I'd say that the storms are like, yeah, we're just gonna set it and just feel sad. Maybe it's the sadness of things that are going on in the world. Like I said, superstitiousness, if I had it really, I'd say this seems a bit extreme all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and things that are going on, it's like, Say, hello, Arna, how's your day today? Also, Farser, I have a question for you. Also, welcome, Celia. Welcome. Doing good, checking out this demo fully more than we did last time. Alright, we're going to keep it paused because we're going to do everything at once. The trucks haven't delivered their thing yet, so okay. We need the sawmill first. We're gonna have planks right out the gate, right? We want to try to not use our planks on our kitchen. Because we want to use our we don't want to use our tarps up because we want our tarps to be mostly for our kitchen. So, we're gonna make a small building for the sawmill. It clearly doesn't need to be that big. Can I do a wall without... Hold on. Question. This will also be just for my storage. Can I do a wall without doing, like, a floor? This place doesn't need to be it, really. Because if we do this, then we won't need that many tarps. We can build this exclusively out of, like... Oops. Hold on. No. Then we want a door. Ooh. There. I'm also gonna change where I have things. The storage is normally gonna be here, right? So we're gonna put the access to wood there. Good. We're gonna do everything at once. Then we want you, which I've changed my custom controls to make this more efficient. Another sawmill right next to it. See how I'm doing this? This is going to be so much more efficient this way, and that's barely going to be anything storage-wise. Can we see the whole thing? See, it'd be kind of nice if you could, like, look at, like, this little question mark thing. This is a tip for the developer as well. For the full game. If they haven't already thought about this, it'd be kind of nice if I could hover over this and it would show the whole building's resources that it's being used. Maybe there's a way to see that and I don't know yet. I haven't figured that out. Okay, that's done. Let me read chat. 'Cause I'm gonna build everything all at once and let them just do it over time. I think they do it in order of where you place it, like, or when you place it. So. What's the link? Is there something wrong with Darius' Steam account? He sent me 2 links about gifts or something. One of the links says, yeah, I got that as well. I got that as well, Farseer, so he might want to be careful. Seely's not the only one. I, of course, didn't go into the link fully once it showed me kind of what it said. Mine said it was a harmful site. I didn't go any further, because that means it's a virus. So. Yeah, Seely is not the only one, so he might want to watch out for that and be careful. Oh, I gotta put a roof on this thing. I didn't realize. He might want to be careful that that's something weird going on there. I'm gonna build this part out of wood. Nah, tarp still. It's a small enough building, it shouldn't affect it too much. Okay, that's fully enclosed. Because here's the other thing we've also learned, chat, which is going to be a big problem. I actually don't know if we can afford doing the kitchen right away. I think we're going to let our food, our natural rations, kind of carry us for the first 2 deliveries. And the reason why I want this, or at least for the first delivery for sure, is we realized our resources go bad if we don't have a roof over them. Which is why I tested if we needed to do a floor. It doesn't look like we need to. My next test for this playthrough is, can we just build a wall and a roof over our storage and preserve it that way? If so, that's what we're going to do. And I do think we're getting too specific with our storage right now. I think what we want to do is have a big storage here and just make it be everything. Except for trash. Trash we're gonna keep out in the open for a while and just leave it there, and we'll just build walls around it once the time comes, because trash doesn't matter to us right now. But as far as preserving our actual storage, I think we're just gonna make it a big boy storage and just build walls around it. So here's what I'm gonna do. This is gonna be made out of wood though. I keep hitting the wrong button. Because I don't want to waste tarps on this. And we can make wood. So, I'm thinking something like this. Because we can do it like this. How big do I want this? I think that should cover us for an all-arounder storage for a while. It's going to be a lot of wood, but we can easily build that. And we'll do tarp doors to make it cheaper. We're going to want one there. And we're going to want one there. And the reason why that is for delivery purposes, carrying it inside over here. We might want more than one door on this side, actually. Just to make it a efficient access for delivery. Boom. I think we're also gonna do another door there for wood delivery. Okay. Roof wise, I think the roof we want to be tarps. I think we want the roof to be tarps. Because it's going to be a pretty big freaking building. So I don't want to waste that on wood. So we'll make tarps out of wood. I mean, roof out of tarps. And that'll be our main storage area. Now, here's what I need to do next. Storage. We gotta zoom in here. And make sure I'm inside the building. We could make multiple storages inside this one building. Hold on. I have an even more big brain idea. I think we need to make several in here, but we don't want to block the doors. That looks like it's on the right grid. This will still be our biggest storage area for that, and that'll be everything. Storage zone menu, We already know how to do that. We're gonna let this be, once again, bit of everything. And then we'll change this if we need to. We can always expand it, destroy it, change it, do what we need to. I do think I don't want military in there. I think we're going to have a separate one for that. I think I'm going to make that one this wide so it's not fully blocking the door. But we'll leave advanced and basic in there. Okay, that's that one. Then we want... we want to be 1 block away from the door. Cancel real quick because I need to... Oops, that's not what I need to do. How do I need to zoom out a little bit? There we go. Okay. We want that. We want this one to be military only. Okay, that should be good. And then we'll worry about harvesting and breaking things down soon. I think we need to let the game play for a second. Let me pause. Yep, he said someone messed with his Steam account. No, that's not good. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Tell Darius to be careful. His Steam account can be flagged by Steam. Also, he should really have 2-factor. If he doesn't have it, he should also check if anything else was messed with. After all, they could have access to stuff. That's true. That is why I said be careful with that. Also, this is... I'm pretty good at protecting my own accounts, but I will say this is something. This actually brings up a good point for me to say this on stream as well. For me as a YouTuber. Never... unless I say it verbally to you or send you an actual, like, personal message on, like, Discord or Steam, like an actual private message. And even then... Huh? Hello? Yeah, it is raining. I'm streaming. What's happening? Yeah, I figured you messed up what you were doing. But yeah, that's a good point to say. Unless I say it verbally or I send you like a direct most time if I'm going to send someone something, it's going to be through my email. And the reason why that is for those reasons, is never trust those links unless you verbally know your friend is doing this. And there's easy ways to tell this on the way the messaging can be put. And Darius would have been in a chat with me probably telling me that he was going to do this anyways. But I did think that was a little strange, and because it was from a friend, I wanted to check it out, which is why you want to be careful with those things. If it comes up with something you don't recognize, then click out of that and make sure you close it down and don't put anything in it, don't put any of your information in there. That's just rule of thumb, because that's how scams happen. And people have been known to break into people's accounts and post as people you know and stuff like that. Happens on Facebook more than it does Steam. But, and stuff like that, and X and Twitter and all those. The X is less known for it as well now, but because things have changed on it. There's still issues with it, I have, but Facebook is the most notorious for that, but you have no idea how many fake Facebook accounts are out there. It's crazy. Absolutely insane. It's like, and they usually try to use other people's names, which is insane. He does have a 2-factor, then that's even more worrisome, because that means that if he has a 2-factor and someone is using his account, someone has gotten his private information somewhere. So that's worse than just posing and then trying to use like something that doesn't have 2-factor, because 2-factor is what do you call it? Supposed to be pretty sturdy, but that it's but it doesn't mean that something didn't get out. Like maybe he accidentally put it somewhere. Could be Discord. Maybe someone on Discord is maybe gotten some of his stuff. Maybe he was talking to someone he thought he could trust. Things like that. There's millions of things. That's why you got to be careful with that kind of stuff. But two-factor does make that a little worse. So that is always the dangers and why I say be careful with that kind of stuff on the internet. Where's the pillow on this thing? Oh, there we go. Do like I did last... Actually, wait a minute. Oh, because there's multiple ways in. I feel like that's too many doors. I would probably have not done this many doors on the front. They don't need 5. Like, I would have said maybe like 2. Easily for traffic. And then have room for more beds. Like... That seems weird, but we'll go with it for now. I will probably change that in the full game. Just put it there so it's not in the way, just like we did last time. Because we're going to need bedding. We need at least 1 according to the objectives. We'll get that squared away immediately because bedding is a good morale reducer. Or reducer. Producer? Reducer, yes, they lose morale sleeping. They must always be working. The resources are there, move them and stop building, my bros. We're going to keep everybody on the same thing for now until wood starts getting harvested regularly. Then we're going to do like last time I put 2 people on workbench only. So they're always making us more wood for the wood developments. You see there, since they don't have too much planks... Okay, I do like that they're taking the planks to the bed. Good, that means the bedding will still get done. We will probably run out of planks pretty quick, which is why we need more. Because they are taking some of it to the storage building, which is nice. So we can get that up and running pretty quick. The bed is being built, so that's good. That means we'll have full bedding for right now for all of our crew, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm not going to fast forward quite yet. I'm going to kind of let it play for now. Also, as a streamer, if any of you like people in my chat and people like my moderators, let me know if you get any weirdness from me, like anything's like mine like that. I always like to keep track of stuff like that. I don't think it would, but because I'm pretty sure, because I've got a pretty good system at keeping eye on viruses, intrusive things like that. So, but I also am pretty careful with where I go too. Like, this is why I also, even though I'm not hating against this, because here's the thing, it's like, it's a double-edged sword, because I don't want to promote and say that you shouldn't do this, because there are ones that are good out there too that deserve this and deserve the attention. But there's another place I will say that's you always need to be slightly wary of. It's things like Patreon as well too. I'm not saying it's bad, by the way. It's a great thing, but just note that you do have to put your personal information into those things when you're paying for things on things like that. So, this is why I don't do OnlyFans stuff. Because, I just feel a little bit weary of stuff like that, you know. I get why people do it, and I have nothing against it. If you do it, you do it. That's everyone's choice. But I don't buy into stuff like that just because I'm like, yeah, that seems a bit too risky for my taste. Especially when the internet has so many other options that are much safer. So, things like that, you gotta be careful. Phishing is such a wicked way to get hacked. It is. it's and that's like I said, even on Discords, any public media, you got to be careful with stuff like that. Just because that stuff can lead to like getting more than just your like Steam or anything or Discord hacked. Like if they get too deep, then they can get like bank account information, ways that go in that, which is why I keep stuff like that separate too. It's for those reasons. Is if someone does manage to figure out how to get into at least these parts of my media, they have no idea what the access to the real stuff is, because they don't realize I don't keep the same logins for that reason. It's for crazy internet modern insane society, because the crazy people who will do stuff like that, are going to try to do it if they can. So, sadly. Since some just need you to click the link once and bam. Yeah, that's why I have to be careful with it. I run scans immediately after stuff like that, because here's the thing is how that works. They don't just get blind access. They have to put a virus or a worm or something similar to it for intrusive access into your system. At least if they're going to do it through a link. Because this gives them more immediate control, and it's like stuff like that. This is why I have stuff like that checked. And I look to see if any weirdness is going on, and always keeping access and trying to keep track of like always check your bank accounts. This is what I always say. Always make sure you're always keeping an eye on your bank. Be responsible with that kind of stuff. Keep an eye on weirdness that might come through. This is why I have all kinds of alerts on my stuff like that will let me know if something that doesn't make sense comes through. Let's see, the phishing scam, he's worried about his email since that's not his work email or his main card. Yeah, like I said, I'd be changing passwords immediately. Like on stuff like that, if you think you've had a breach, it may be a hassle, but it's well worth the protection. Go through and change frickin' everything. Go through and change every password you have on your main things. Don't worry about your small stuff in the beginning, because that's as sucky as that may be if you do lose that. That's not like emails or bank accounts and things like that could be accessed. So it's the first things you always want to go for are things that tie to other bigger things. So always focus on those. For that reasoning. It's like we ran out of wood. I need to pause and start the harvest, so when they're done moving stuff, we can get wood and get stuff moving. So I'm immediately... but we need wood. So we're actually going to have to... They use the wood on everything but that. That's annoying. And there's no way to prioritize that, I guess. Okay, so that means... Is it regular wood or chopped wood? Regular wood. That's easy to get. We can just harvest it. Let's do that now. And then I gotta work on jobs and assigning people. We're gonna get all of that. Alright, now we need to go to crew. And I'm gonna make sure. So artificial brain. Let's see, by the way, do you think about CL1, the first commercial biological computer? Or what do you think? It's a good... It's a double-edged sword, because I like the concept of what it could produce for, like, medical purposes and things like that, hypothetically. But there's other things that come along with that problem that could arise. So, I don't know. I haven't really got to really look deep into it enough to really, truly, like... And this is with any robotics. I'm even going to be fair, like, even with, like, Boston Dynamic robots and stuff like that. Them being the opposite of this and non-biological of any kind. With their computers and stuff. Every computer and machine or technology you produce can have negatives, too. But it also can have positives, but the issue about it is what you have to look at less about is what negatives and positives is. You have to look at where it's coming from and who might be the one funding it in this situation. Because that'll tell you a lot, because sadly, whether we like to say it out loud or not, when it comes to stuff like that, sadly money tends to rule the roost, as they say. Which is a sad fact, but it It is true. So you have to kind of look at that to see what you kind of want to judge. But I don't know enough to make any judgments towards it officially and to say yay or nay towards it. I mean, like I said, because it's part biological, it actually kind of even rings into things that I've hypothetically thought about. Because remember, what I want to do robotically for my career is to get into and help like disabled and help with like limb amputees and help with limbs and robotic arms and stuff and legs that are also cheaper because people can't afford ridiculous prices, but also make it common enough that it's accessible for regular public and people who need it. So, but that's partially I've had theories of do I use full robotics and just have kind of link in with almost kind of like a chip, kind of like Elon's theory and things like that with his, I forgot what the brain chip is called. But things like that, it's like, do I go with that route or do I make it where it's more oriented to be kind of like an actual arm using halfway biologics, kind of like the CL1 kind of uses in concept? Because this is hypothetically possible. But I don't know. There's a lot of things that go into a lot of that. I could talk all day about that, but that'll take away from the stream. CL1 is farming stem cells to grow them. Yes. And that's why it's to me a viable process. Because the myth, and I don't want to go too much into this, there's a big myth back in stem cells where we thought the only way to get them was from, younger fetuses and stuff like that, basically unborn children, essentially. That was the myth back in the day. It's technically not true. You can easily get them from, and without hurting anyone, like from grown adults and things like this. This is why we're learning more technologies with like regrowing hair, even with certain things like that and stuff like that. It's because that myth was created to go against stem cell research at the back, and this is what I wholeheartedly believe, and this is just me personally, it's just an opinion. I wholeheartedly think that was just a campaign because I don't want to go too deep, but a certain set of companies would have went out of business if that had succeeded. They would have. It's just a fact. Because there would have been no need for certain things to be produced, like medicines and stuff, because stem cells can help heal a lot of things. It's a pretty big research. It's got a lot of shadowing around it because of things that hindered it in the beginning. So I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, this is just an opinion, but I'm all for stem cell research because I do think, as far as biologically, going away from robotics for a second a little bit, it is the better option in most humans' cases, in my opinion, because the way our body naturally already works. Now, in my case, because realistically, you could argue eventually down the road, if we got good enough when we could regrow actual biological arms, and in theory, I could actually this is, once again, I don't want to go too deep, almost trigger a mitosis in a way to be able to get my own body to do it. But that's a long ways off, once again. But these are just the hypotheticals and good sides that could come from it. But, once again, there's also a lot of bad sides and things that come from that. I'm just going to use an example of, just as a joke, literally the thing can be a thing. I am not joking with you. And not talking about alien-wise, I'm just talking about mass and cells and the way they work. And it's there could literally be a thing. So, it's there is also terrible reactions that could come from it. So, it's, once again, there's an argument towards, it's a double-edged sword. It would have to be done right, and once again, that depends on who's doing it. It's it all comes down to the finesse when it comes to science. Science always has goods and negatives. The nuclear had goods and negatives, right? When it was first created. It still does today, and still is a very big danger in some ways. Because of what it could be used for, because we turned them into weapons. That's just sadly just the double-edged sword of it. But anyways. I won't go into the semantics of that too much, but he is doing that, so they stop repeating it. There's the second one called the Locust, which is a direct energy beam that is mounted on a... I've heard about that. I've heard about that. Well, technologies and all those, like I said, all different facets have their ups and downs. But it's all about the overall measure of what good it's used for versus the bad that comes out of it. Can it be scaled more into the good, even if bad sadly comes out of it? Or does it fully trump the good and go fully into the bad? And if that's the case, you don't want that. You want to ignore that. Because ratio and just mathematically, that's just dumb. But as far as like if there's a way more good than there is bad out of it, then one could argue that's worth it. So, or it's worth the risk, I guess you could say. And that's just kind of any science. I mean, think about early man when they were first learning how to use when they first learned what even regular explosives were. Before it's like imagine the risk that we took. And how many people just sadly failed their experiment. Kind of weird me out with have commercial biocomputer at this year, like 30-year times. What becomes it? Well, that's what I'm saying. People don't realize like tech has broken through the wall. Remember, we actually talked about this, and I'm gonna get back to the game real quick before I say this. Who did we do it? Who do we have the same people? We do not. All right, Michael Quinn, you're on wood duty. We want this one. No construction, no cooking for you. Turn that off. We don't want you gardening either. And then your partner is going to be this guy. Because Henry Williams. You're also going to be on wood duty. I'm going to keep them on, like, moving items, because I still think everyone should do that, just in case. But we're going to need 2 exclusive workbench guys to keep the wood flow up. So, okay. Actually, I'm going to turn these on for them, too. Building, I do want everyone building right now as well. Building and moving items is an everybody thing for the moment. Okay. That's set. Let's let them do their thing for a little bit again. By the way, Ardnot, did you know there was a repair facility in the Era 1 game? There was? Well, I was behind anyways. I got really behind. I already knew we were losing, to be fair, when we were chilling and chatting during that demo. We weren't even technically supposed to be playing that demo. We were supposed to be playing Mekarashi, but... Which I changed the title and everything to match that we did Era 1 at the very end on the stream. I am sad we didn't get to do Mekarashi. I am going to pick that game up. I hope it didn't do terrible or something went wrong. Because it looked like a pretty good concept. I was kind of into it and was like really into like, ooh, kind of a rebirth of Front Mission but mixed with anime. That sounds amazing to me. And it's like... No bias. So I was like, yeah, let me have that. So I wish, like, isn't there a way to like turn? Is it because it's not built yet? I won't know until it's finished. We don't have enough tarps until the next day. So I'm going to let them do some woodwork for these next day or two. Until the next delivery gets here. They've got enough rations to hold them for the moment. I do though think we. How many tarps is this? This wish I could see this. I don't think the kitchen needs to be as big as last time. I think we just go from here to here or something like that, but not too big. They're building the workstations now. Also, Arden, I don't know about anywhere else, but here in Florida, the sun is so damn hot. I know it's summer, but man, it feels hotter than last year. It probably is, Sealy. There's that's a whole nother deep well of conversation that some people just blatantly ignore. Others just slightly pretend it exists, but then don't acknowledge it. And then others just go to scream to the roof and pretend we're all going to go down tomorrow. And nothing gets done efficiently. But that's a whole nother well that This is why part of me does support robotics to a certain extent. I don't want to get too much into those kind of semantics, but I will say, at least with robots, we can cut down on certain usage of certain things, and we might actually do less problems for us overall, because we can be more efficient. This is why on certain things I am like, yeah, bring on the robos, we need the help at this point. We've gone too far into the hole. We ain't digging ourselves out on our own. Not anymore. So. And I know that seems kind of bleak, but to me it seems very, 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 very true. We actually have room for 2 more crew. I just realized that. So that extra bed was just an objective, but we actually have less crew than 10. We have 8. So we could hire 2 more people. Maybe I should. Hold on, pause. Maybe I should. It is going to be more food, though, out to feed at once. There'd be more people to work on doing stuff, though, is the thing. We need to harvest more. We definitely don't have enough wood yet. Alright, here's what else I'm going to do then. I wonder if I can... Let's see. So we're going to do the opposite then. So this guy, we're going to turn off his cooking and all that. We'll keep him on medical right now because I don't think that's even popping up anyways. And then I think the person who's going to help him is... we'll do the Bogdan brothers. Bogdan Turner, Bogdan Kane. They're not really brothers, but in this term they would probably end up being called that, the Bogdan brothers. So we'll let them both do that. Okay, so turn off your cooking, turn off that. I'm actually going to turn this back on for everybody for now. Because that allows these two to be only harvesting and moving items. And building if necessary. So they stay on harvesting while... Yeah, we got plenty of builders, so I'm actually going to take them off building for the first time for these two. Just so they stay on harvesting, so wood is slowly coming in, even when they're not mass harvesting for the others. Do it that way. That seems better. It seems better. Oh yeah, terraforming. I'm not sure what that does yet. I think we can build like bunkers and like trenches and stuff for people to take cover in. I'm not sure yet. Alright, that seems good. I hate teammates in Broken Arrow, and I hate the A10, and I hate myself for not bringing AA. It does suck sometimes, I will say. Nice. Was that the next shipment? That might have been the next shipment that came in. Did they harvest that already? Damn. Alright, let's get more on there. More wood. More wood. The more the better. Rations are still pretty good. I think we've... The thing is, I need to wait till this roof finishes before anything. The thing is... Oh, you know why there's no one working? I'm an idiot. I always forget to do this. Every single time. Repeat. Every time. Every time. No wonder our dudes aren't doing anything. I is dumb sometimes. So that slowed us down by a day, but that's alright. We at least got most of it done. I'm gonna do some more harvesting. I want all these trees on the outer edge harvested. Get us even more wood. Is this one not harvested? Yeah, well, it should be now. Alright, keep working, boys. Keep getting that storage up, getting those logs and wood planks built so we can get this place up and running so we have a good storage area. Then we focus on getting the runway and the kitchen up and running at the same time. Because I need to see how many tarps we're going to be left with. We're at day 26 already. Oh, I have hide roofs on, right. Okay. Oh, exposed to ground. Okay, so can they build under that? So we do need a floor. So we need a wood floor in here. Hopefully they can just build on top of that. It looks like they can. Okay, because if it's going to do, say, expose the floor like that, then we need to fix that immediately. We don't want no degradation at all. It's going to take a bit of planks. We need to harvest more wood. We're going to probably have to get wood from other places here soon. Starting to run thin on this side. The trees don't give you a lot over here. I wonder if we're gonna get like a transport vehicle that could go out and pick things up eventually, like kind of like mules in city builders do, but it'll probably be a Jeep or a truck or something here. So I want to keep our living area kind of good looking. I don't want to harvest too much. I guess we'll harvest stuff around here too. Is what we should do, because this is gonna be our area for our landing zones. So we want to clear that out around the, around this. Even the berry bushes, because we've got places for food that won't be exposed to the elements now. Give us enough room to... put parking places for planes down. Oh, hold on. Harvest that. Destroy that. We should do the same thing on this side. Anything harvestable there, and anything else is destroyable. Destroy it. There we go. And that should give us a good start. We might harvest this for its food and easy wood. We'll have to see. There is some nearby clay a lot closer in sand, which is nice. Alright. Let them do their thing. Yeah, we're low on tarps. We cannot worry about the tarps right now. We have to wait till our next supply comes in, which I still don't know how you tell that. I don't know if there's a way to see that anywhere. Not really, it don't look like. Yep, they're just slowly making that wood bit by bit. Weird that no one's carrying the wood over here to make more blank stuff. They're waiting to like the last second and then going to get the wood and making more. At least they're bringing it into the storage. Nighttime again. Yeah, we're losing lots of days. This is gonna take a while. But I think we've got plenty of wood now. It's just a matter of time. So I think to do this all at once, so we're kind of being efficient. They're gonna use up all the tarps, but it's time to build our, it's time to build our food tent. I don't think we need a floor in a food tent. I'll build it last. I'm not gonna build it too big for right now. Something like this. Oh, that was a little short. Shoot. There we go. Oh, was that made out of... Ah, crap. Hold on. Cancel. We big dumb. There we go. Let's try this again. This time we're just gonna do it like this. 10 by 10, that's 80 tarps for the walls. Okay. Door. We'll make 2 doors. One there. One there. We'll make 2 doors here. For them coming in from the recreation zone. Gotta put a roof over it. That's 100 tarps. Alright. Let me do that for now. That's a lot to do. I do think... How's rations doing? 20 out of 20... 9. I think... What does it take to hire a new crew? I think we need 2 more crew members. Oh, it won't let me. Oh, we have to have a certain amount of morale to hire people. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so we can't do that. Let's wait. No runway defined, no plane stationed, yep, no kitchen, no metal workbench, yeah, we don't have that yet. I'm gonna probably put that just in the same tent as here for now. And we'll just expand this if we have to. So. Let's see, they improved the active to be able to block 2 or 3 missiles, either side of vehicle. So you can get revenge on them. That's nice. And terrifying Farseer. Steam does not play around when it comes to this. Yeah, they have pretty strict rules. So if you can report it to them, they will definitely, they will try to find. They will, like a heat-seeking missile, try to find out who the hell did this, and didn't immediately just absolutely ruin them. Steam's pretty good about that. At least from what I've heard. I have never personally experienced this, thank goodness, because it is a terrible thing to go through no matter what. But still, like, I've heard that they're pretty good about that. Yeah, morale is going up, but I do think we need this building for recreation to get the morale high enough to hire more people. Because I can just make this bigger. I'm not sure what this barrel does. We can just, like, extend it out this way and create a mini one here up to, like, this point. Give me, like, room for lots more beds. So we need this kitchen up. Also, I really don't know if I should do the runway yet. I don't know what this is made out of. So what do we need? No runway defined. Airstrip, small parking, medium parking. Oh, okay. Oh, so the airstrip in general is just an airstrip, it looks like. Let me read what this does. Using the runway definition tool to plan your runway. The runways are a central structure of the airbase. The runway is assigned tier. I remember this. Length, width, and material. When you meet... Oh, I can choose what to make it out of, I imagine. When you meet the minimum requirements in each parameter, your runway is ready to be used by planes in the same tier requirements. Building parking spots in locations optimal for takeoff and reachable by your barracks. Parking spots come in different sizes depending on the size of the desired plane. Once you have your runway and parking spots in place, you can order your first planes and crew, officially starting your airbase. Alright. Really hate that they're not picking this up enough. I do think I need designated... Alright, you know what our next thing is? Designated movers. So who's doing that? We gotta keep a chef online. I think our chef is gonna be... Brian here. He's not gonna build. He's not gonna do any of that. I think Brian Quinn here is gonna be our chef. He's gonna stay chef. I'm gonna keep him on building for now, just until the kitchen is up and running, but after that he's becoming full chef. And then we need someone for only moving stuff. So that was Brian Quinn, maybe the walkers. We keep them as our exclusive builders and movers. So turn that off, 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 turn that off. Because we've got plenty of wood for now. We need people doing building and moving. So turn that off, turn that off. So the walkers are going to be our storage managers. Let's see how that goes. Because we need people focused on just getting stuff into the storage. And going around the map and gathering what's out in the open. Because it looks like I'm almost able to hire more people. The morale is going down for now, but once we get this kitchen up and running, that'll change. So now we need workbenches. We need a indoor kitchen because you need a floor. Okay. So that will make out of wood. Alright, floor, wood. Because we can build that over time. Because do we have any planks left? We do. And once again, there's plenty of wood right now just not being grabbed, which is why I put the walkers on that. to move everything into the storage for efficiency and usage. So they can start building the kitchen up efficiently. Yeah, we're gonna run out, I assume. Yep. Alright, but it's the nighttime, sadly. We're at 23 days. I think even smaller. Like, to be efficient, I think these buildings need to be even smaller. So, meta-wise in this game, because we're kind of playing this like a roguelike. So, meta-wise with this game, the best thing you could do is, like, meta-wise, the best thing you could do is, like, get morale up first, fast as you can. Like, we have, well, hold on, oh, we have 45, I should have paused it. Get your morale up as high as you can from sleeping, and then hire 2 more people. So, because then I can have those 2 people kind of being the all-arounders who are filling the gaps, who are constantly doing stuff. Because you see how the walkers are now finally getting everything where they need to be, and the other workers can do what they got to do to get us the supplies we need to build. Also, these 2 other people could be focused on construction only. I think tonight that's what we're going to do, because we're at 22 days. We got to hurry. So, I'm watching the timer. I'm kind of pause it before they go on work, because that's at 44. 46, stop. So now let's try to hire someone. Wait, it's locked. Oh, we need whatever these are. Oh, so we might be in trouble. Okay, so we've got a... Ooh, okay. That sucks. That sucks. That means, okay, so that means the walkers still have to be doing this too. Just so we harvest fast enough. Okay, when the time comes. We can't afford to do that right now. We don't... I don't know how you earn these. The amount of victory points you have, so we must have to complete these by doing missions. So, our first thing is to get pilots. How are we going to get pilots if we can't hire anybody? We're ordering a gladiator. Alright, put this in ahead of time. Wrong one. So we have it ready to go. Put it in the corner over here. Right there. Takes metals, which we could get from you. Can we break you down? How do we break you down? Is it harvest or... It is harvest. Harvest the metals from that. I think we need to make this bigger and make more chopping. Make another work zone person. Something's degrading. Pile of food. See, the issue with these little that's why I didn't harvest too much food. I just had to harvest those areas because I had no choice. The regular food that just sits on the ground, or even inside of a storage like this, the issue that comes with it versus rations is you need to cook it fast. So it'll preserve better. But which is why I haven't harvested technically too much as far as in the way of food. I just wanted to clear these zones out because my first 2 parking zones are probably going to be here and here. And maybe make them across from each other. I don't know. Maybe right because I don't want to try to dip into my zone for my base here. Because then I could put a parking space here and here down here once I harvest this out. But I think right now our main 2 parking spots that'll be safe for us to use is here and here, just so it's out of the way. But it's close enough to the barracks that the pilots can get to it within reasonable time. And the runway is going to be here. Also, speaking of which, we need to clear out all of that. And all of that. And we need to go ahead and clear you of all your debris that's in the way. Clear that, because this is where the other one's going to be. I don't want anything near it. Already wish listed it. I do recommend wish listing this game if you're into these types of games. It's definitely good. Okay. Let them do their thing. We're at 20 days. This is worrisome. It's very worrisome. I should have just built the floor with tarps. By the way, they added the Javelin back to the Marines in Broken Arrow. Nice. They must have found a way to balance it. Alright. The rocks will take a little bit longer, but I'll be ready soon. Oh, oops. Okay, we have enough tarps to extend it, so I think what I'm gonna do is extend this out a little bit to like here. But I want to cancel like oh, I see. Oh, okay. So we have to destroy it is what we have to do now, way. What just happened? Okay. Because we're going to have to rebuild the roof anyways. I think I destroyed the roof. I hope. Okay, pause again. Oh, that's being made out of wood. I hate it. I do it every time. I need to check the resources, so check the resources. Check the resources. Almost check the resources. Why does that not getting... What? What's happening there? It's because that already got built. Okay. Okay, good. That gave us the wood back. Perfect. We can use that for the other thing. That was dumb of me. Okay, that should be good enough. I'm gonna let them... Well, nah. We need to get the workbench up too. Saw blade, which we need to get some more wood, it looks like. Or wait, how many? No, we got plenty in there, it looks like, possibly. Get you up and running. Get another workbench in there. And now we want... We've got to put another person on work duty. I think our cook, for now, is gonna have to also be a workbench guy when there's no food to cook. Just to cut more wood faster. Okay, good. And then we gotta put the roof back on that too, I forgot. Just make sure it's covered up. Alright, we're almost there. We can start working on this. Plus that gives me room to put like metal workbenches in random spots to kind of use the tent for both so we don't have to make another tent. Cut down on the resource uses. Welcome Tavern Game. Welcome back to the Ground of Aces demo. We'll try to be a little bit more efficient. We're down to 19 days. Alright, nice. Alright, now we have that extra workbench. Yes, everything is going according to plan. What the heck? What did that just destroy? I didn't want to destroy the roof? No, you idiots. Destroy whatever that is. Real quick. I'll fix that in a minute. It's not like the cooking area technically needs to be preserved like everywhere else with a roof. We'll fix that in a minute, but I want them to destroy that when it's not their leisure time. Guys, you gonna destroy that? What is this? It's because leisure happened. Oh my goodness. Also, we need to designate a trash zone now because we're having trash pile up out inside the storage. We don't want that. New storage, this is gonna be, for now, out back. We'll change this later. It's that size. Trash only. Once they destroy that, I'm gonna put it back up, but right now, to be fair, the tarps are probably more used somewhere else, but we gotta see what we gotta build this runway out of. Let's go ahead and pause and get that going, because I think it's time. Let's designate our airstrip. Did they destroy that rock? They did. Good. You can make it out of dirt. Whoa, wait, that's too big. Alright, hold on. Then I have to draw it from this side. Right there? Yeah, right there. Oh, okay. Width is, wow, tier 2. Yeah, length I can't do much about right now. We can go probably this length. It's still going to be tier 1. We get a tier 2 width, but we get tier 1. Maybe I should shrink it to be tier 1 only for now. I kind of like the width being tier 2. Could do sand, but runway detail map. Here you can see the current length, width, and material of your runway. Each property correlates to a tier requirement. If your runway meets a certain tier, you can order bigger and more advanced airplanes from the planes menu. We don't really have sand, I don't think. I mean, I can harvest it, but I don't know if we really have sand to make sand. Don't know if sandbags count towards that as well. It'd be a lot of sand to use, though, to be fair. If we tried to do that for Tier 2. I think we're going to stick with Tier 1. We can always do a different one later. We definitely don't have any of this. But construction blocked. Converting to dirt. Oh. It's got it. Okay. I thought I destroyed everything. I guess not. Let's also make a parking zone. So I know we're going to get Tier 1 planes. So let's get a Tier 1 parking zone. Do I want the Tier 1 here? We could go ahead and put the Tier 1 there. That'd be close to the closest thing to it, and this would make the most sense and look the coolest for this side. Yeah, do that. Do one there. And then do one... Maybe the opposite of it. Right there. It's hard to tell if I'm lining it up or not. There it is. So that's lined up. Looks weird, but it is lined up. Right there. Okay, this one's going to be a little further away, but that's why we're doing two. Alright. The runway is designated for now. Let us get to it. Let's see what happens. We got 18 days. I want to have enough time to try to run some missions and stuff. So they're converting it all to dirt. Dirt runway. So the runway is designated now. We're building up the parking spots. Let's get that ready. Alright. We actually have the makings of an airbase. Okay, let's order. So we gotta order an airplane. Airplane shop. I want the skinned one. We got the skin for the Gladiator, so I want this. Airplanes window. Here you can order new airplanes for your base. Each plane will have a runway tier, victory points, and parking spot size requirement. Let's request a Gladiator. We're gonna do one for now, because I don't know if we need two. Maybe two? It says only order one, but I have room for two pilots, right? Because I have two beds. So I'm like... Oh, wow, I got here fast. Does the pilot come with it? He does. Okay, so... I'm thinking we get two? Two Gladiators? I mean, that seems like a smart decision. Wait, do I have to order the regular one? I have one. Why did that not count towards my mission? Well, if we have to, we'll build another one and we'll request. We won't have another bed. We'd have to make another bed. Which I have room for. Let's request one regular, just to be safe. Not all planes had the same skin anyway. See, that completed it this time. So I think this skin, for some reason, bugs it out, and it doesn't consider that a regular Gladiator. So we'll get a regular one that has the normal skin as well. Okay. Yeah, we did need a runway. That's why I was getting one up and ready. So now we have our thing. So respond to missions 4, successful missions 3. We got 18 days to do this. Receive H key. HQ shipment. Okay, now we can read about HQ. The HQ will support functioning and contributing airfields with regular shipments. To receive so this now we can call in shipments. Beautiful. To receive shipments, the HQ demands a minimum of undertaking missions as well as percentage of successful missions. Shipments can include regular goods, military resources, even military structures. Ooh! You can customize your shipments that will be delivered every week by choosing what good to load on your delivery truck. Beware though, failing to meet the HQ quota will result in reduced shipments for this week. As you grow your base infrastructure, you can increase your airbase level from Field C to Airbase A. Increasing your airfield level will result in more missions, but also rewarded with higher shipment amounts. Success in missions is key to winning the war. If you fail to meet your HQ's quote, you will be getting a strike. Getting 3 strikes will result in the airbase being closed permanently. Ooh. So that's the game over mechanic, other than being blown up. Interesting, okay. Free initial week's shipment bonus coming end of week. Oh. Requirements none. So it looks like we've already got this one. Days one left. I think this means I'm gonna get this automatically because it has been giving us free shipments. So I wonder if now that we have an airfield after this, I have to complete missions. Alright, let's read this. Here you can see the current status of your week of missions orders from the HQ. You need to finish this week with a certain percentage of successful missions, but also a minimum of attempted missions. If you reach the quota, you get the full shipment in the bottom. If not, you will be striked. 3 strikes and base is closed. So it doesn't look like non-applicable. Okay. So I don't think this first one needs me to do anything. At least I don't think. Hold on. What? That kind of matches the tutorial though. So I wonder if I'm technically I wonder if because this is a demo, this would actually have required me to do something here. But because the demo, maybe it's being a little more slack with it so you can get into the mechanics. But interesting. I do like this. This is cool. Oh! So that's where you go to customize it. Oh! Oh, I get you. Can I bring you? Am I allowed to bring you? What do I not need? Hold on. Confirm for a second. Get out of that for a second. I'm gonna look at supplies. What do I not need? I've got quite a bit of metal. I definitely don't need wood if it's giving me wood. I definitely need more tarps. Tarps are always important. These are just not even a question, these. Okay, so alright. Thinking about that. Will it let me? Will it let me? So what is this? That's food. We need that. Metal. Fuel. We need all of this except this. We have enough metal. Will it let me? Oh, it takes up a lot of space. Do I want that yet? I don't know if I want that yet. I don't know if I need that yet. Ow. We need the fuel. That's a big boy. I don't know if we can do that quite yet. Luxury goods, we definitely don't need that. Yeah, I don't know if I want that over the stuff right now. Over like stuff like this. We're gonna get shipments of cement, so that's how we upgrade our runway. We can get it from them if we want. Interesting. Yeah, as big as that is, I think, the thing is, we don't have that many days left, so I'm trying to argue with myself here, what is better in this situation? Is it this, or the Beaufort? How much food do I have left, realistically? I mean, it's pretty good. This dude's standing in the way of this one. There we go. 19, 19, 14, 9. So only 2 of them are low. It's just the demo, so you know what? We're taking the risk. I want to see what happens. We're taking the risk. Since this is a free delivery, we taking the risk. Because I could use another AA gun. The other one got wiped out. We're doing that. We'll keep the fuel because we need it for the planes badly. So we'll need that to do missions. Or we're going to get screwed. So we'll keep the fuel. Alright. Cool. You're an air base now, Harry. Exactly. Alright, let's take a huge risk and hopefully not die. But no promises. Alright, we need a metal workbench station apparently. We'll go ahead and put that down depending on how expensive that is. Brick station, cement mixer. What do you even make out of, what does it use to make cement? That one needs to be placed outdoors apparently. Metal workbench, there we go. I'll put them on this side. It's gonna be kinda in the middle here. It's probably gonna be slightly used less, so it's probably gonna be in these corners for now. Go ahead and get that down. We have not enough chairs, right? Yeah, we need to build a kitchen now. Okay. It's time to let the kitchen be built up in the background. I remember how many it took me last time, so we'll do that. Then we need a small one here. Then we need the chairs. Oops. It's a lot of wood to be used, but if we have this running, this game feels like almost longevity is more important. It's about just having the job there so it'll be running in the background more efficiently. And then we need one more small table to accent this one as well. And that should suit most of the pilots we have for right now. Create us a nice little mess hall. But get on that, boys, get on that. Oh yeah, we need to do missions. How do we do missions? How do we do missions? Do I click on the planes? Oh shit. I should have built a what's it called around this. So this means it needs a roof. Well, that's annoying. Here, do we have enough tarps, right? We do. Well, that's an easy fix, I guess. Let's get that going, too. Shit, I didn't think about that. Your brain goes, oops! Wait, but how do we get it out of there, though? Do we just leave it? How does that work? No. You know what it is? It's probably a hanger, isn't it? Where is it? Here. Hanger. Floor. Wall. Window. Roof. Door. Okay. There it is. So I have to... Oh, it's made out of metal. Oh, you... Darn it. 112. Yeah, see, there comes the issue. Alright, we're just going to have to let our planes be exposed to the weather. Okay, so there's the offset of why you don't necessarily want the Bofors. Because if I had gotten that metal, I'd have enough to do both of these. I could put both of these in hangars. Well, at least get walls and maybe a roof over them slowly. Damn. Alright, the hangars have to be metal? They can't be wood hangars? That seems weird. Like, it seems weird that I can't do hangars out of wood. If it's only metal? That one's got wood doors, but it's a metal building? That's confusing. We would do that eventually, yeah, but a beginning place would be like this, or wood at best. What? That's strange. Anyways. But that's hindsight being 2020 a bit. Me being slightly dumb. Okay, so we still gotta figure out how to run missions now. I'm gonna slow time down for a little bit. How do I do missions? No, that ain't it. Alarm. It's the biplanes. I guess they'll just give me random missions. Maybe I have to wait for the base to give me those missions. Maybe they're random. Based on what I have access to me, plane-wise. Because I don't know if they're going to give me anything. That also makes this a little bit more worrisome that I should have gotten the metal first so we could preserve our planes. And then the next 7 days get the Bofors. But we might have enough to still do that. Hopefully, our current people can just repair the plane using metals or something. I'm not sure. Because I don't see... There's one thing I don't understand yet. A way to do missions directly. So I'm assuming that it's just going to just give them to me at some point. So, okay. Let's just... We got stuff going bad. Raw water. Some of our water is going bad, which sucks. Alright, well, let's go back to full speed until base gives us a mission. Oh. Here we go. Week 1 report. 0 missions and nan success, 9% success. Approved shipment for the Bofors. Good. So we can set that up. No strikes. We're gonna get some fuel. Confirm delivery. Okay, now we pause. Now what does it say? Aha! Mission quota not fulfilled. Shipment will be reduced. Okay, so how do we do missions? You still haven't shown me how to do that yet, game. I am going to go ahead and put the metals in here since we do have a free slot here. We are definitely going to need metals. Confirm that for now, but I hope they just got... Like I said, until we play a little bit more, maybe it'll just give us the missions randomly. Clicking this does nothing. Okay, so nothing in here. Anything in this menu I missed? No. So, yeah, I assume it's just gonna happen. and then they'll send us a message saying, "Hey, da 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 da." So, all right, let's receive the HQ shipment. It's been approved. It should be here in the morning. That'll check off another mission. The other mission was to build the kitchen, which I did. The chairs would be fixed in a minute on the bottom right for alerts. Ardnot, the main campaign for Broken Arrow gives you a detailed explanation of all the mechanics. I like that. That's why I do want to play the main campaign or the main thing for Broken Arrow. Alright, the Beaufort piece. So how do I build this crazy thing? What do we want to defend more? I feel like our planes are more important, right? What do you think, Damn King? Defend planes or defend the main base? Like, put it here. This is where I think the original one was. Was right here. It was either here or was here. I can't remember. What do you think? Defend the planes, make sure they're taken care of, so they don't bomb our planes as much. And we get to at least have a plane to go on missions with, so we don't find ourselves totally screwed. Because even if they blow this up, if they miss this, this is what would really hurt me the most. Because this would be the only other place I'd probably want defenses somewhere around. Like maybe across the street over here or behind it. Just because this would be detrimental if they hit this. That'd be game over. But this could be... This is replaceable somewhat. This is definitely replaceable. Put it where the original was. So right there. I'll say right here then, I guess. Because this defends where our crew members are. Also, losing our crew members themselves if they're asleep and something happens. I doubt it. I don't know how that works. I think once I hit red alert, they wake up no matter what. But... we'll try it there. We'll see what happens. It needs machinery, it looks like. Do I have that? What's that? What is this symbol? Those. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, I hope we have those. I'm not even sure what that is. That's worrisome. Hopefully oh, it's in here. Never mind, I'm an idiot. It's just all the parts need to be assembled from here to here. Okay. Let them do their thing. Yep, there it goes. They're getting it ready. A lot of our water went bad, which is very sad. We're definitely going to need water on the next shipment. Is there a way to harvest water? Isn't there little lakes around here I saw somewhere? You can zoom out. Somewhere over near me, isn't it? It's right here. 30 water. Alright, when we fully run out, we need to start harvesting water. There's 20 here for now. How much degrading does it have? See, nope, that's sandbags. It's at 32% though. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Is there any other water further away that I can grab now? Because I would like to save any water that's near me before we use it all up. Ooh, not as useful, sadly. No, that doesn't count. Ooh, that's a bit worrisome. So, we have enough to probably last us a week. So we need to guarantee we get water in our next shipment too. Let's look at that now while we're waiting on missions. I don't need as much fuel, so let's change fuel to water. Purified water. Really? Purified water is the only way to get it? It's a shipment of 50 though. Well, it is water, so I'll take it over fuel. And there's 50 of it, that ain't bad. We might get 2 shipments of that, depending on what we're the lowest on, now that we kind of know how this works. And once we complete missions, we should open these 2 up for stuff as well. Okay. What are you missing? Oh, shit, I don't have ammunition. Oh, hold on, pause. We have a fight. We have a mission. Also, I'm an idiot. I apparently need ammo. Because, you know, why wouldn't you need ammo? Why did I not get ammo? I'm an idiot. I should have got it instead of the fuel with the gun. Dumbass. Wait. How do we get ammo? Uh-oh. Did I just get something I can't use? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There's nothing in the military for ammo. Uh-oh, how do we make ammo? Oh, crap. Hold on, I need to see if we have a workstation for this. Would it be outdoor, social, sleeping? No, it's probably going to be under workbenches. Glass, herb, boiler, espionage, tailor. Maybe the metal worker bench can do it. Electronics bench, canning station. Hold on, let's see if the metal work does this. It does not. Uh-oh. What the hell is that even under? How do we get ammo? Uh-oh. Oh wait, it shows me what resources they produce. Let's look through it. What? The canning station? I guess that makes sense. Oh, that's painful. Okay. How much metal do we have? 116. We need to make some machinery. How much are we gonna need? We're in trouble. We need to do this fast. Oh, it also produces plane bombs. Oh, we might... Wait, do my planes need ammo? Do they have ammo now? Or did they come with ammo? How do I know? Maybe they don't need ammo. Maybe they made that a little easier so it wouldn't be so much stressful on the player. Okay. Okay. So we need 4 machinery. We're only going to make what we need. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and let's let that make. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, so we need 4 machineries, and then we can build our... Go ahead and put it down. Because we can put the extra metal. It's going to take metals both ways. Well, this is inconvenient. It needs to be placed indoors. Oh, it has to have a floor now? Frick. Yeah, we have plenty of wood. Okay, we're upgrading our building. Our workbench building. Alright. So that's gotta be done. Oh, crap. Alright, well, let's deal with this now. Let's figure out how missions work now while we panic. You saw ammo? Pretty sure it will cover the whole base area. Wait, I saw ammo. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's in the canner. We're gonna have to build our own canning device. And crump our metal into bullets. So, okay, so we need to do that ASAP. Alright, now that you have airfield capabilities, you will start to get flight missions assigned to your base from HQ. Missions come in different capability types and difficulty. Some missions might need fighting, bombing, recon, maneuver, transport, or stealth capabilities. Each mission will have a primary difficulty and one of these stats that need to be beaten. Select planes as part of your squadron to send out to missions. Plane type, condition, as well as crew mood has a big impact on the end result. Also, be aware every mission has a possibility to not go as planned and completely new capabilities might be needed. Make sure you choose your planes tactically. Your base morale will be heavily influenced by your mission results. Yeah, I see. Mission window. Here you decide what planes to send out for your current mission. Pay careful attention to the mission type and your plane's stats. And condition. Experienced happy plane crew greatly increase chances too. So requirements 5 to 25. Combined forces. Okay. That's not bad. Let's send good old William. 53% success? Never mind, let's send them both. That's better. How much fuel does this take? Oh my god, their potential health loss. Okay, actually it doesn't take a lot of fuel. Their health loss, though, is going to be absolutely substantial. Wow. Is this potential or is this guaranteed? Is there a way to, like... Plane management window. Here you can switch crew members of your planes, pay attention to their best suited roles, and put them in the matching seats. They're the same type of pilot. Not sure what the symbols mean yet, but... The pilot must always, the pilot seat must always be filled with a pilot. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't have a code right now, probably because it's the demo. This will probably have codes and stuff, too, so you know what flight that these guys are from. I mean, they're both about the same. I'm pretty sure they're not any different for each other, but that doesn't change anything there, okay? Required fuel levels 40, because I'll say so 20 for both, I assume. Oh, wait, no. That's going to be 80. 1 second. How much fuel total are we carrying? What is this being used on? Oh, did we already fill them up? Maybe we did. So there's 20 there. Oh, no. I imagine because the plane is full, it's fine. Maybe we already filled it up. Because my brain's like, why do we have less fuel all of a sudden? Why would we have so little fuel if we haven't been using it? So I assume these must not been fully filled up when they got here, which is kind of shitty. I guess that makes sense because they had to fly here. And then they had to be filled back up. Okay. So that means we're good for this first mission, at least guaranteed there. So let's just take the chance and see what happens. 6 minutes, 20 seconds. Unsure of the area. Unknown consequences. Risk is 10%. Let's do it. I'm going to go to normal speed for this, because I want to watch them take off. Pilots to your planes! Pilots to your fighters. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Sound the air raids, or sound the air alarms. The air raids. Is that a big enough air? Oh, I assume they have to wait on each other. Alright, get in the air, boys. Good thing I chopped all those trees down. Should chop more dirt trees down, to be fair. Oh, I didn't mean to harvest all that, but you know what? That's fine. We want to get rid of that. And also, I need to start making cooking things. Oh, that uses our water. Oh, we can Ew! That's what I should have been doing. How much is left? It don't say? There we go, 20. Let's purify it. Is this for everyone? So let's do 20. Let's purify all 20 to purify water. Let's see if it lasts longer. Because that's what we're going to get in our next shipment anyways. So this will be good. Do that. At least I think that's how that works. I don't know how much it uses is the thing. Let's see if 10 works. Oh, no, it needs 30. Okay, so let's go down to 5. Okay, 10. Alright, wow. 8. 6. 7. That's slightly more. Wow, so 6 is all I can safely produce. Okay. Just gonna cancel this order. But these are exposed to the air. It doesn't seem like it cares. And we'll leave that no roof for now. So we don't risk it. For no biscuits. Alright, the planes are up in the air. Everyone's sleeping other than the pilots who are out in their mission. The enemy is retreating, beginning pursuit. Oh, there's alerts that happen down here. Roger, roger. Okay. Have we done this yet? Doesn't look like it. Must be waiting on the floor, I guess. Alright, time to speed it back up again. Till the planes come back until the morning. And pursuit successful. Targets eliminated. Nice. Mission successful! They should be returning. Whoa! We're definitely going to need a lot more fuel than this if we're going to do more missions, though, is the issue. We've got enough in the planes for now to keep them going for several missions, even if we run out, but... Or not, don't you love it when the enemy let the takeover main logistics highway on the map? Yeah, that sucks. It sounds like it's supremely. Hey, look at everyone having some leisure time. And look how much that skyrocketed our morale. Hey, we actually have some points to hire some more ground crew now. But we're going to need more beds if we do that. Can I, like... Can I overwrite these? Oh, I probably need to pause and, like, check this, right? Debriefed. 1 victory point, plus 20 base confidence, plus 10 in mood. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. What is this? Very confident. Plus 2 capability on check. Plus 2 get nice. So he's actually going to be more percentage to success on the next mission. No missions so far. Check the plane statuses. Hey, they actually did not take any damage. Man, those guys were G. They actually just lost fuel. Maybe a little bit of maintenance. Okay, cool. Good, good. My men are learning. They are learning how to succeed. Let's check HQ now. So we must have to succeed at all of these to get these other 2 spots. So we've got 3 more missions that have to come in. So I think right now we're gonna focus on trying to get this this up and running right here. I had to build it out of tarps just because we have more tarps right now. Plus, I don't want to waste too much on this tent anymore, wood-wise, when we can just get more wood. Alright, now it is being made. So now we need to put down the canning station. Hold on, I'm actually going to get rid of this doorway. I could put it over here, I guess, for now. We could just extend it. Yeah, let's just do that. It's cheaper. Canning station. Boom. It'll need the machine pots, but it'll get them. As soon as they're done here. We might actually need 2 of these. It depends on how much metal I need for the bullets too. That's why I've got to say. Oop, pause. Pilot competition. Okay. Oh, this is just a competition. Wonder what we'll get out of this. Let's send whoa, what the hell? Low energy. Let's wait till in the morning then. I say that, but I've got, what, only 6 days left? Oof. I don't want him to be too tired, though. Let's wait till in the morning. It's nighttime. We don't really want to do that on their leisure time if we can help it, because that means the pilot is going to be less useful. Also, are the pilots working? Because they should not be. It's not the right thing. Oh, they're doing workbench stuff. Oh, no, guys. Do not do that. You guys just need to be on planes. I guess you can help move stuff, but that's about it. Y'all just need to be on planes. Y'all's energy has to be conserved. I didn't know they were doing jobs. I didn't know they could. Alright, now I need to pause again, and I need to... Oh, it's not finished. Shit. Alright, well, we wait then. Next shipment. So now it shows next shipment 5 days. So I see where it is now. I'm going to have to send him out now. He got a little bit of rest, hopefully. He did. Alright, send him out. Success is half. But there is no airplane available. He's only going to use fuel. This is just a competition, so he has a 50% chance of winning it. Go out there and get him, big guy. I love that sound. It sounded like a bee flying off like that. Yeah, food's starting to become a very big problem. Hey, mission success. Nice, good job, big guy. Now he's even more confident. He's gonna be tired, but now he's got his own confidence adding to his skill. Nice. Alright, so we gotta wait for that workbench to be built. The bee is home. Damn, this canning device takes forever to build. Alright. 10 metal. How much metal we got? Oh, wow. So how much does this make? 1 metal equals 10 bullets? So let's commit like 10 metal. That's 100 bullets, right? Let's see if that's what that truly is. Or is that not? 100 metal, no, so it's less than that. It's hard. The ratio's a bit weird with the way it has this menu. 60? I'll take that. That's 60 bullets. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio, I guess. So this should say 60. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. 1 metal, piece of metal equals 1 bullet. So 60 metal equals 60 bullets, I assume. That's what I'm assuming. We'll see. Because that's the type of bullets you're missing, right? It says HE round, though. I don't know if that matters. I didn't see any other workbenches that produced HE bullets. Just says anti-air ammo, electronics, tarp and camo. Ooh, camouflage. Intel, purified water, boiler tank. Oh, it produces fuel. Out of what? We need to build one of these. Let's put it over here. Near the runway. We'll create like a fuel depot thing. Okay. We'll see if that degrades over time for it. I just don't know. Oh, I guess he boiled the water? Where is it? Where's the purified water go? What the hell? I have 12 purified water. Where is this? Oh, it's this thing! Ah. I assume that lasts longer too, I hope. But we'll see. No degradation. Wait a minute, that was tarp. Hold on. Oh, yes. So that's what we should have done with all our water. Shoot. See, hindsight once again. We should have immediately purified our water because now it will not degrade. This is permanent. I see. Six water. 3 water. It's not, there's no point in doing that. Not yet. Well, we're going to be getting a shipment of it, though. But, okay, so what is fuel made out of? Oh. But that's why we need raw water. Uh-huh. So that's why we want to harvest the water ourselves. But that's a really low ratio. Is this water? This water is not infinite. There must be a water pump or something. Right? Is there something that produces water? Purified water, but not water. Interesting. Barrel, small, flagpole. Oh. Oh, shit, okay. See, hindsight now knowing all of this and how it works more. Replenishing fuel tank. That takes a lot of cement. We should have got some bricks and cement. So you know what? We'll add that to the next supply then. Plus food. We're going to need food. Cement. Ooh, we might be boned. We might be slightly in trouble to keep this maintained. It might be just better just to order the fuel directly from the base. But I do think this is what we should have done. We should have had a water pump out here to produce us more infinite water. I assume that's what that's for. Constantly producing water. Purify it when necessary for food purposes. But use the rest for fuel. Interesting. Because we also need lots of food for that. So there's probably also something, maybe a way to... That's the siren. Okay. And these are just luxury. Okay, I see how it works. Okay. That makes more sense. What time is it? I gotta keep an eye on time. We can't do too much more. We've done a good job of showing off a lot more of it this time, though. I am quite happy about our results so far. Yeah, look how much purified water they just drank. Wow, they drank that down to 1. We are definitely in trouble. So the Beaufort should be made last. We could get away with that being in the last 7 days. It should be the final week of shipments that you focus on the Beaufort. That being said, like if we do another episode, we have ammo now. It's being slowly produced. Or at least it went away for a hat, yeah. See. Yep, there it is. Ammo is now loaded. We do have some ammo. So we have 60 ammo. I don't know how much this thing fires per shot. It doesn't really say that. Oh. We need to assign it a crew. Ew. I've got to see who in my crew is doing the least right now. Yeah, I do think one of the Ians. I think we'll make Ian Walker deal with that. Man, there's a bad storm rolling in. I don't think we need to turn that on. I think we'll have Ian Walker focus only on gun. He can help. What do I want him to help do every now and then, though? Because I wonder if he's only going to get on that gun during combat anyway. So we'll help him with building, and we'll have him stay a harvester. But we'll assign Ian to the gun. Looks like you're going to have 3 people. I wonder if it's more efficient with more. Maybe all the Walker brothers, when they're not hard, should do it. Ian. Brian and Ken. Yeah? I mean, it would probably make it faster. If it has 3 places, it must be 3 men are probably meant to run this thing. Probably loading ammo, 1 shooting it. Maybe something like that. Or 2 loading ammo, 1 shooting it. We'll leave it like that just because that at least gives us some protective efficiency with the 1 gun. Did you see that new DVD trailer? Also, FNAF is tomorrow. I figured it was tomorrow. I did see it. I had to look it up differently because, sadly, when it brings it up through the browser, I have to log in to watch more, higher, more adult-rated YouTube videos. And no, Chad, I don't mean in that way. Meaning, because DVD has violence and gore in it. It wouldn't let me see it because it doesn't log in on the browser. So, I had to watch it on the main one, but yes, I did see it. I'm very excited. It's not like I can do it right now, but we'll be checking him out in the future when we get time. We'll definitely check into him at some point. Definitely got to do some Springtrap on the channel. Chasing down the survivors and catching them in between the security doors. I do love his mechanics, so. By the way, you should check out a game called Alters. I saw that. Actually, I watched, big shout out to this channel because I watch him a lot. Wonderbots. It used to be 2. It was him and I think his wife. But it's mostly him on the channel most of the time. For at least for that specific version of the channel. But big shout out to Wonderbots. The Wonderbots. I saw him playing that. And I'm very interested in that game. You literally have to have a ship, a mobile base full of yourself. You're literally cloning yourself, but they're all different because you're alternating their life, their life path. So they have different personalities, and you actually have to vibe with them, and bad things can happen depending on choices you make with them, and they can betray you. It looks insane. It's literally the epitome of what it would be like if you had to live with yourself, but yourself wasn't like alternate dimensions of yourself, essentially. It's literally as if all the Lokis, it's like the Loki series in that one scene where all the Lokis are in the bunker together and it's pure chaos. It's like that. And you have to figure out how to control that. It's pretty cool. And each one has different stats and specialties based on the life alterings and different paths you altered that they had in their life. It gave them different professions. It looks insane. It's on PS5. Yes, it's like $30. My next month's gonna be my big month of hopefully filling in the gaps of certain things I was intending on doing for these for my schedules, but we'll see. Certain ones are gonna prioritize still, and then whatever ones don't get bought that month, I'll move to August, and we'll deal with that. Do that in August, but definitely saw that game. That game is on my list. I do love the concept of that crazy game. Like, it's a base building game, a survival game, but also kind of a weird colony sim game, but the colony is you. And you have to keep yourself happy. So strange to say that like that. But all right. Uh-oh, no food. We're in trouble. Yeah, I do think this playthrough... Whoa, what the hell? It hasn't been 13 days? Alarm? Wait, what? Alert, there we go. Get to the gun! Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
Got done just in time when I was on cut.
Oh. The Walker family, get on the gun! Take him down! I'm fixing to wrap it up soon so I can eat soon. So it don't get too late. Dangerous recon mission. Let's do that while the fight's happening. Let's get our pilots in there. Get them both in that mission. We want success. 100%. Beautiful. Go. We're going to need food and water from the base, which we need to change that now. We have succeeded at least in some. Okay, here we go. We've got water, we need food, badly. Badly, 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 we need food. Where's the food? Shoot, we might have to harvest that. So we'll take... That ain't gonna last no time. We'll take some more purified water, because we're gonna need a lot more water. And then we need to go ahead for this shipment. We need to bring the cement first. We need that. That's a good call. And we need to harvest water. Let me pause real quick. Or food. We need to get food, and we just need to start cooking. Cooking hard. So harvest all of that. And we're going to try to turn it all into meals. Because I think if we cook it, it doesn't degrade. We'll have to cut some trees down in the process of doing this. But there's like mushroom food there. Oh, there's water right here. Beautiful. See if we can salvage this. We'll go with that. And anything close we want to grab as well. That's food related. Okay. Alright, looks like the alert's over. I don't know what the durability on things are. So... Oh man. One of our dudes is awake. Didn't go to sleep. You're not dead, are you? What the hell? He is dead. What the hell? No, we lost that one. What the? No! We need to dig a grave now. Great. Oh, crap. We need ground crew. Get me Gordon Cheshire. Get him in here. Oh, that's terrible. That's this, isn't it? We need cement. What do we do? This is gonna be the best he's gonna have to get. I hate to say that, so we're gonna create an honorable graveyard over here. This is gonna have to be over there and just be made out of wood. We don't want it to be too close. We literally had a casualty. Wonder he must have died of starvation, I assume. Or maybe he got shot. Oh, you know what might have happened? The bullets penetrated the tent and hit him. Oh, that's sad. Eat him! I don't think this game has that option. Alright, our new guy is here. Damn. I like that he's just sleeping with the dead guy. Alright, sure. There's going to be 30 War Thunder accounts and 1 debit card. Alright, sure as I ain't sure. By the way, let's see. It's on PS5, pretty decent price. All my alternate shelves would have long killed me and later each other. That's not the reason though, but do you need to love yourself, Foster? That's not the reason we'll backstab each other. There's going to be 30 War Thunder accounts and 1 debit card, and I sure as hell ain't sharing. I missed something. Ardnot, don't you love that I read that? Also, they made it so you can turn the AA radar on and off. That's cool. So it's not as easy to see it by missiles. I like that. We got mission. Birthday mission. Our planes aren't back yet. That's... How do I see current missions going? I don't see that. They're not dead, so they're definitely alive. Why is this trying to produce something? Oh, because we're finally out of wood. Not enough beds? There will be, once the other guy is gone. But I guess I could build another bed just to be safe. I'd rather not take the chance. Like that. Okay. So any food that comes in, I want it to be made into... Oh, we don't have any raw water. Ah, crap. Harvest that too, then. We might have been boned from the start because I didn't understand how the basic material system worked and how it really wanted us to use it. That might be slightly an issue. Because what does it take to make these? Regular water, right? Yeah, raw water, not purified water. Kind of weird you're not using purified water in your meals, though. That seems a bit unrealistic. But so we need to harvest the water. We might be on the down tread here on what we're capable of. We might end up losing this whole crew, but that's okay. We need to wrap it up soon, anyways. This is a good first attempt, an actual attempt, because I do feel like this game kind of feels like a roguelike almost, where you kind of have to take your time and take your chances each time you start and kind of learn as you go. And the knowledge is the roguelike continuation of the game. It's your knowledge of understanding, oh, I need to be blah 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 right now. Does this have wood in it? These do have actual planks in them. I should probably take these down. Although I don't need planks. Look how many planks I ended up making. Also, another roguelike thing I would learn from the very beginning. Get this up and running with nothing but tarps immediately. Everything. Floor, everything. Make it bigger. Big enough to house all of your future workbenches. This needs to be the biggest tent. And the reason why I say this, and then shrink this one down even more. Because I feel like I could still mid-max the space in this one even better for a smaller one. For the dining area in the beginning. Until I needed to expand it. Because most of our resources need to go to a storage room. Which, here's what I'm going to do next time. I'm going to build around the storage room so we don't use up as much empty space here as well. Once again, conserving until we need more space. So, using less resources. That would allow my workbench place to work at full potential. And then as soon as we get missions unlocked, we can start recruiting more people to do more things averagely, expend this. Because here's what I realized we did wrong. We should have been getting out of our free shipments. As soon as we got them, we should have gotten cement and bricks. So we could have put a water pump up to make up for the fact we would have been run out of water. Now we we should have harvested both these water ponds as soon as we had a storage to put them in. That way we would have had tons of water to work with until we got the water pump. Once the water pump comes up, it becomes our permanent mainstay of producing food and having water for both fuel and purified water for drinking. So, that in hindsight, the Beaufort definitely should have been done on the last 7 days of our base. Because then we could have earned the Beaufort and we could have probably gotten ammo, or we could have been making our ammo in the background. Like also hindsight in 2020, I could easily make the ammo without having the gun, knowing that I'll get the gun on the last 7 days. Something like that as well. Yeah, so we can sustain from there forward. So you can manually switch targets for guided missiles. That's cool too. It'll take a lot of getting used to for me to get back into that game once I finally do get to play it again. But that is cool. And hell, maybe we don't want to purify the water at all, hardly, because here's the difference here, right? You can order purified water from the base. And you can get like 100 of it in 2 stacks. So, to be fair, if you mid-max and get the right things going early enough, you can use all your raw water for just making food and fuel for your planes and keep the success rolling in. There's many things you can do. So, we're going to fast forward now because we're kind of at that point. Okay, looks like we completed our other mission. Yep, success. They're not tired. Sadly, they're going to have to come right back in. I need to let them land. We need to, once again, send out another one. Unable to start mission. 5 to 25 again. They're not tired, and the plane has still got plenty of fuel, so here we go. Wait, why did my other pilot... What? Why is my other pilot not... There he is. He must not have been officially back yet. Alright, start mission. Get right back out there, boys. Alright, get victory points. Own a tier 2 runway. See, yeah, this demo definitely goes on past the German bombardment, but you have to be able to survive it. Oh, and it wants us to order a Spitfire! That's why we need a tier 2 runway. What would be the Spitfire's requirements? It'd just be a tier 2 in general? Where are you? Here you are. It doesn't. It's okay. It's a tier 1 size, but it's a tier 2 plane. So as long as we get it to be a tier 2, we could just make the runway longer, which is easy. We won't be able to do that in this episode. To be fair, I think I'm gonna save the rest for the full game. Anyways, I doubt we'll do too much more on this playthrough. I think we'll wait for the full game. But yeah, that's a thing of beauty right there. That would be our true first real World War II plane that's worth something and kills lots of things. That's the heavy carrier is what that is. You can laser designate targets for guided bombs. Oh, I like that too. Alright, they're digging the grave for our passed away. And now we are burying him honorably. He is now, we may mourn him. May he rest in peace. But does it still show him on the crew? Sadly, it doesn't. That'd be kind of cool if you could see that, though. Like maybe there's another tab for like honorable lost kind of memory kind of thing. That'd be cool. There's probably something decorational wise that does this. We just don't have it. Like something we can probably build later on in like social or outdoors. Probably. We could literally build a fence. Why would we need a fence? Are we gonna get ground? Ooh. Wait a minute. That's right. I saw ammo for guns, like ground guns. We must be able to be invaded by German ground forces. They must be like paratrooping people in. Ooh, that's good to know. So we would have to actually keep... oh, and a roadblock. We'd have to keep that in mind too. Wait, can tanks come in here? Hopefully not. Siren on a pole. We need that. That'd be nice. Although a cheaper one would be just a hand crank siren we can put next to the TV. Toilet, which we have. And then a chair. These are good for... Does the normal chair do that? Hold on. So, +1, +3. Same, but, I mean, having a bunch of them outside wouldn't be bad. I'll just put a couple of these down for the fun of it. More, you know, more ways for them to watch TV. There we go. Gives them more places to do their leisure work, and it would increase morale even further. Okay. Also, note to self, if we ever do this for real, which we will when we get the full game, we are moving this away from all of this. Because here's something I realized probably what happened. Because there's too many buildings lined up in a strafing run, and this is a strategic thing I bet you real bases think about. At least as far as I would imagine. Because these are lined up in a strafing run, this made this ample target for that, I think it was a Stuga, but I'm not sure, to just machine gun run us. That's why I think he hit him. I think he hit the corner of this tent. Luckily, this guy didn't get hit, but this guy sure did. So... Oh yeah, did I never rebuild the roofs? Also could be there's no roof. could have sworn I had a roof over some of these. I'm not sure why it's... Oh, display roofs. There we go. So yeah, that does have a roof. It just shot through it. Alright. More successful missions. Alright then. Yeah, see, build that rebuildable fuel tank. This game definitely wants you to go faster than I've been going. Maybe you want all the pre-planning done early. You know what I could do? Next time, put the storage for the wood inside. Like everything the workbenches are gonna use gets added into the same storage inside this. That'd be an efficiency change, it would work. You have to deal with an open kitchen. Yeah, okay. There's a dog living with us now, by the way. I don't know, someone must have fed it. It seems to be staying around the base now. See? It's just running around the base. I do like that. That's a cool aesthetic. Do we have food now I can cook? We do. So we need to make meals now because it'll be better preserved. Oh, but we don't have the raw water, do we yet? Oh no, we have 20. So see how many we can get. Let's go up to 6 and see if that's too many. That produces 48 meals. 12 food, 12 water. We can go a little bit higher because we have 20 raw water right now. But that is 48 food. So you know what? Let's leave that for now. That's good enough. So that'll get cooked up over time. I'm trying to get us food back. And I do think we just need to harvest more water at this point. Keep the raw water coming in. Because I imagine they haven't fully harvested it yet, but we want more coming in. Fuel's still okay right now. We still seem to have a couple stacks of it. It may not be full stacks, but it's not fully empty yet. Alright, now how much water does that put me up to? 48. So now let's produce. This is just a test for the full game. Let's see how much fuel we can produce. Oh, but that takes our food as well. Not as much, but we'll do it. Let's make 6 worth, like 12 fuel. Actually, what does it take to get 20? 10. But is that too much? It is. For what? It's too much food? Wait. Why is that too much? Why is it registering this isn't going to be enough? Huh, that's strange. Anyways, let's let it happen. More water will come in and so will more food, so... Maybe because we're cooking a lot of that food, so let's harvest some more is what that means. I think that's what it's letting me know, is that since I'm using it for 2 different things, it's not going to technically fully work. So let's harvest all this stuff around us on this side. that's food related. And that got rid of the alert. Beautiful. Why would you just leave this outside, guys? Maybe I should have put the fuel right here. Yeah, we harvested all the water in this area. I don't know if it ever comes back or not. Oh, there's some more down here. How is the raw water doing now? Well, they used it already, so it doesn't matter. Wow, they used that up fast. Probably to redo the fuel, I assume. Oh, it hasn't made it yet. They're still adding it in. There it is. There we go. There's the fuel. So, okay, so that's how we make more fuel. Which restocked us up pretty decently. At least for a couple more missions. I don't know how we tell maybe they don't refuel it until it runs out. That I don't know. Like maybe they don't actually start working on it. Maybe we need... Oh, I wonder if we need this to refuel the plane. What is that cost? What do you cost? Ooh. Yeah, that's not great. Definitely don't have any more metal unless there's like a dead truck around here or something. We'd have to order it also from the base. There's more water over here. So yeah, we should definitely next time also harvest the farthest away weather points first. Hey, the edge of the map. Yeah, definitely don't see any metals. Oh, what? Wait. What is this? This is a mountainous area. We must be able to mine this, I wonder? That'd be kind of cool. This kind of looks like it might be iron up here. To be made in the metal. Maybe? I don't know. Are there any outdoor mining things? I don't see one. Oh no, there it is. Oh wait, produces metal. Wait, out of what? I lost my base. There we go, follow the road. Wait, it just produced... Wait. What? Wait, does this just produce metal? I'm just gonna see what this is. I'm gonna do that. See, I don't think this works. I don't think that works. That little thing. We'll produce 75 metal for now. Actually, we would be ordering 100, wouldn't we? So, what is that? That just happens? Okay, good to know. Once again, hindsight being 20/20. Okay, good to know. That's super important. It means I don't need that. So what else do we need? Actually, let's get the cement then. I'm not cement, bricks. Bricks. Give me the bricks. Give me them bricks. Brickies. Bricks. Because that will help us produce a water pump. So this is savable. I see what you're supposed to do. Okay. That I didn't understand. Okay, I get that now. Alrighty. So metal is infinite. Interesting. So that's why these are made out of metal. Because that's infinite once you get it. Ah, I see. Okay. Cool. It's the AC-130 is a lot harder to shoot down. I can finally do gunship levels of damage. Oh, nice. See, that's what I want. I want a gunship. Because that was my issue with the big AC-130 is it didn't feel like it was a proper gunship. There was really no reason to use it hardly. It didn't seem to do anything except circle the map. I could never get it to really do anything. Which made me a little upset that it didn't have its weaponry in that fashion. Because that seems kind of weird. By the way, PS Plus Extra tomorrow, getting Friar Break. Okay. FNAF Help Wanted 2. Nice. We Love Katamari. That's actually pretty fun. Battlefield 2042. Eludium Chronicles? I forgot what that one is. Endless Dungeon is good. I like that. Train Sim 5. Ooh. And Hunter Call of the Wild. Okay. Those last couple really won that back. Train Sim 5, Endless Dungeon. I mean, if FNAF Help 1 to 2 is good, but I've spoiled myself on all those games, so sadly not as cool. We Love Katamari is a fun call out. I don't know much about the Eludian Chronicles. I think that's that. It's either that side-scrolling game or it's that turn-based game that's kind of like a little bit like Fire Emblem style type game. If it's the one I think it is. But alright, it is 6, almost 7. I think we should wrap it up here. I'm going to save this, because if this does carry over, we might be able to... Hold on. Depends on if my people starve before the food and stuff gets here. Because we've got food now, but we don't have as much easy, drinkable, palatable water. I'm going to have to harvest way more, what's it called, and I'm going to do that here in a second. I'm going to set this up ahead of time. So where is it? It's here. It's going to need 20 bricks. How many bricks are we getting? 50. So we will get enough to build that. So water pump time. Let's put the water pump here. I don't know if it matters. Hopefully not. Hopefully it doesn't need to be due here. Oh, wait a minute. Did these refill? So we definitely need to be harvesting. Hold on. Okay. So I'm going to set this up for if this save continues. If we get to use this, we're going to go for the furthest water out I can see. We're going to go around the map real quick. It's going to suck for our dudes, but they need to survive, so they'll do it. Just because we need it. So grab water. And then where's the other one? So I wonder when it comes back, will they go back to harvest it again? I don't see any more this way. Water. There's a lot of forest over here. This is where all of our forest needs to come from. It's a big trek, but we can get to it when we need it. We're going to clear mostly the stuff around where the actual airport and air base would be, but I say airport, it's an air base. No water there. Could have sworn I saw another one, but I don't remember where it is now. Where was that other one I saw? There was another one somewhere. Did I already harvest it? I must have. There's that one. That's the one that I just told. Could have sworn I saw another one. It's not a lot of water. Until the others come back. Ah, here it is. Here it is. Hiding over here. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Harvest that too. Perfect. Okay. So now that we understand that, I do think once again this needs to be extended. So we're gonna have to tear down these walls. And also destroy the roof as well for now. Confirm delivery, yes. I may have to destroy that for now. Just to move everything. It's leisure, sleep time, so I'm not going to do it right now. Alright, our resources are here. Also, the purified water is here, so they'll drink that hopefully first. We're finally getting enough. Ooh, do we not have enough storage for water? Hold up. I don't like that. I'm clicking the wrong thing. And extend that. We want to turn military off. Everything else can be in there. Although, no, actually take advanced off. Let's put all the basic in there. That'll move some of the food and raw stuff to that area. So it's shared with the main area. We don't want advanced in there. Okay. Alrighty then. So now we need to go back to building. Build the walls out of the tarps that we have left. We want to basically extend to here. We want a good amount of extra space. Oops, I went to one more farther than that. Okay. This is going to look a bit awkward because the other floor was built out of the wrong thing. But we're going to build the floor out of wood. Oh, wait, did I build those walls out of wood? I'm not sure actually. God darn it. Every time. Every time. Every time. Every time. Tarp walls. Down to here. There. So that's a tarp wall. We want a tarp door. There we go. Now the floor, I want wood. Even though it's going to look awkward because it's going to be half and half. We have way more wood to do the floor. It's going to cost way more. Okay. don't know if we have enough tarps to do the roof's probably gonna have to be wood as well, which is gonna look strange. Let's see how many tarps are left after they build that up, and then we're gonna start wrapping it up. Oh. Light bomber interception. Well, they've got a ton of good stuff going on for them right now. Oh, he's an experienced pilot now. 99%. Ooh, there's a chance they could get really hurt, but they should survive it. Alright, start mission. They'll do that. Alright, pilots will get to their planes and do their thing. "7 days until next shipment, 10 days until the bombardment for next time we try this, and hopefully it carries over." Everyone's asleep. Morale's doing pretty good. How's our meals looking? What is considered meals? We have bean seeds? So we could create a farm, but I don't know how to do that. How do you do that? Huh. Oh, wait, it's an area, isn't it? Yeah, right there. Gardening area. Interesting. Okay. We could grow beans. Let's create a farm. I don't know how many it'll do. Let's do an 8x8 for now. Gardening zone menu. Here you can define what plants should be planted in your gardening zone. You can also choose to produce either seeds or food. How long it will take to grow and how many seeds/food it will yield varies greatly by the plant. 192 food. We only have bean seeds though. Right? Beans. 256? $320 beans? Okay, we've got enough food for now. Let's do that. $64 empty. I've only got 40, but that's fine. Whatever they can plant is good. Beautiful. Okay, so that's done. They still haven't done anything. There's no brick station yet. We haven't done that yet. Still a little upset this hasn't been. I wonder if I can actually encompass the truck drop zone in this. Like, if you get what I mean, like, just have a drop building for the trucks to put it in, and then it gets carried over here. Maybe. I'll have to think about that next time as well. So that way it's not exposed to the elements while it's waiting to be moved. Also, water pump 30. So yeah, it does harvest water regularly at a certain interval. I don't know if you need to assign a worker to it. Doesn't look like it. Must just happen as they need it? Not sure. Or maybe... I see. So you'd want more than one so they all come back at one time. So that's interesting. So knowing that, before we save it and quit, I want to do... see, now I don't remember which way I lined it up. Wish you could highlight it and see. So that's blocking it. That's blocking it. Let's do that. Won't be perfect, but they'll both be there and get us water. That's 60 water. Feel like we need to make 2 more just to have our water zone. Kind of like what we're gonna have to do with the fuel tanks, I assume, at some point. Because we've got plenty of cement. Now some of it will have to, the bricks will have to be brought in more. I think we have maybe enough for at least 1 more. Not sure. Okay. Mission success. Nice. Oh no, there's the Swedish and German units in the American campaign. No Leopards, unfortunately. But the IFVs and artillery are still good. I don't need the Leopards if I'm playing America. I'll just use the Abrams. As much as I love me some Leopard, the Abrams is still the better tank overall. So, if I have access to that, I don't need Leopards. Alright, perfect. Alright, so I think we're going to leave it there. 9 days until the Germans would arrive with their bombing run and they're attempted to take out what we've built. And 6 days until the next military shipment, which... right now is more purified water and bricks, which we will need more bricks, for sure. We have 100 in purified water. We have 104 regular... no, 68 regular water, sorry. Yeah, those lakes take forever to come back. I hope the water pumps are faster. And it does look like we've harvested even the farthest ones. So, oof. Water is definitely something you want to fix very beginning of the game. Very fast, so you can be building it up in the background. Okay. Let's let that go back up and then let's pause. Okay. Yeah, they're getting low on fuel. They didn't get hurt though. They got a little wounded. The other one got more wounded than that one did. Alright, let's save it. That's pretty good. New save. New save. We'll call this the Guardian Air Base. This is going to be our main one. The Guardian Air Base. Could call it the Guardian Angels, technically, because they are, like, winged. It is an air base. Nah, the Guardian Air Base sounds better. Just because usually air bases do say air base in their name. So we're just gonna leave it like that. Guardian Air Base. Good. You're gonna love the SEP V3 Abrams. It has all the good stuff. Good to know. Alright, we're gonna delete our test game. Yes. That's now our main save. This is our now mainline save for this game. Alright, back to main menu. Definitely want to check out this some more. When this full game comes out, I mean, it seems like from what my email was saying, maybe even next month. Unless this demo is more of an early access demo, then that means this demo's getting more stuff next month. But we'll see. I'm not sure. I didn't get to fully read the email yet that I got because I signed up. Like I said, enlisting it means I signed it up. I signed up for email alerts from this game so I could see what's happening with it and keep track of it. Because I really am interested in this. This is a very awesome, cool little game. I'm also interested, by the way, to see... How do you build walkways, I wonder? You see how that airbase right there has walkways in between its buildings? I wonder how you eventually get to do that. Maybe that's terraforming. You know what it probably is? I'm an idiot. I just answered my own question. That's probably what the terraforming tool does. It allows you to change like different pathways to be faster. So we can literally build like concrete walkways for the men to follow so they're more efficient. And they probably just like much like these tycoon slash base slash city building games, usually that increases their walking speed and how fast they get between point A and point B, is what I'm assuming. So, besides a microwave gun, we're gonna need to give the GM another $1 billion to slap on the M1 and E3. Yeah, it's gonna. It's quite insane. Don't care if that's essentially a war crime. People need protection from drones, and I'm sure those people in that building already was skin cancer. Maybe, I don't know. That is it is a risky bet. I don't think you would need quite that extreme defense to destroy drones, but you know, eventually. Drones are going to be pretty detrimental in the beginning, but I have a feeling it's also the defense against the drone is also going to come up just as fast as the drone itself. It was kind of like in World War II, or post-World War II, as jets were made, and SAM units started becoming more and more advanced to fight against jets because jets couldn't be shot down by normal conventional means easily. So, it's the same difference. But yeah. We're already making, and we already are. You are correct. But it's like I said, any technology's like that, especially war technology. Once one side of it's made, the other side catapults just as fast. But just out of necessity, and you just don't want to deal with drones coming in all of a sudden and hitting your planes. So maybe you should think about installing some anti-drone lasers. So, you know. But either way, I want to give a big shout out to my moderator, Urban MacFarseer, to the developers of this game. I wish I could see it right now. I wish it was on the screen. I do think more developers need to put their names just somewhere here. The big companies do it. It's not that expensive to add it in. Just even right here. Because it promotes your name better, and this is something I recommend. Big companies don't even need to do that, but they do it. But I would say for like an indie company, that's probably worth the extra little bit put in, just to put your logo here. Because it is a good idea. Always is. Just a big tip for any indie developer out there. Developer of this game, an indie developer. Because then that way it's easier, like, sometimes like you get into a stream, and you kind of forget like a lot of things. You get into the game itself and your brain gets distracted. I had actually looked up the developer's name before I started playing this, but I've already my brain's kind of filtered in. I got so excited, unless it's on this. There's the Kickstarter, which there is a Kickstarter going on. Doesn't show their name on that, does it? No, but maybe credits? Let's see. Ah, Blind Fung Studio. Blind Flug Studios. So, big shout out to this developer and all the people who have made this game and what they've done. By the way, this is the average, I think, in my opinion, most companies should be when they start out. You see how concise this is. Look, lead 3D artist, 2 extra 3D artists, lead concept 2D and UI artist, the concept artist, shader and programmer / effect artist, programmer and effect artist. You see how this works? And you see how good this game is. It may be missing a couple of like audio cues and stuff, I think. Like, I will say the music isn't, like the background ambience and music isn't, the ambience is good, not ambience, sorry. My brain's kind of going everywhere. The background music's a little lacking. It's there, but then it goes away for a while and then disappears for a good minute before it comes back up. You actually forget there's background music until it starts playing again. But yeah, so big tip for that too. But otherwise, it's like, this is what you want. And the bigger version of this is no larger than maybe, in my opinion, 70 to 80 people at best. That's at best. Like 100 is pushing it. I think the max should never be over 100 for the main team of the company. So like for instance, like the main people who will never go away that would be under this flag if this company got bigger would be up to 100. But then beyond that, no bigger. Because then that's where the budget starts to disappear. You're hiring thousands of unnecessary interns and people who are just freaking pointless, do absolutely nothing, and just make the game worse. Because there's too many cooks in the kitchen. And things just get messed up too much. But yeah, this is big shout out to Blind Flug Studios. This is a great game. Definitely support this game. This game's got some good potential. It's a really cool base builder. It's probably one of the most closest, awesome, like, military air base builders I've ever played that's even close, so. By Ardnot, you can also put Tusks and APS on Strikers. Ooh. Striker javelins can also fire from behind houses if Recon can see it. I like that. So that's what I'm saying. Broken Arrow's becoming the tactical genius game. Like the game that you get to have the most feel of using all the different types of units together in junction with proper tactics you'd have to use in real life. That game wins the golden Oscar of that. It definitely wins the golden Emmy. Whereas this game, to me right now, is my favorite tycoon base building game as far as military is concerned. There is another one that's like a recruitment training camp base that we're going to go back to eventually. We never got to fully check it out. It was like this too, but it was more about being a recruitment base, like a base that trains soldiers to go out into the fields and join the military and stuff like that. So we'll be checking that out eventually, but I think this one's still by far my favorite so far because I like the added emphasis of the air base and certain things like that. But I like both as well, so. But good big shout out to everyone watching, and massive shout out to anyone in the background that didn't get to see the live stream as well. Never ignore an AC-130. They made it scarier in the fact it can shoot multiple... Yeah, that's what it's supposed to do. You know how many guns are supposed to be on that thing? The thing is supposed to be a flying gun when it comes to the American iteration of that bloody plane. Like, we crazy eaglemen decided, you know what? This thing needs lots of more DACA. That's the closest thing to an orc vessel the Americans have. Or we Americans have. Just the amount of DACA that thing can put down is just absolutely stupid. So it's like, yeah, we went full orc on that plane. But, and it is a bit, yeah, it is. It is also very tanky. But with the right way, you're probably meant to kind of mitigate it with certain things and know what you need to do to shoot it down. Like the proper different types of AA, take out different types of planes more efficiently. You'd need more SAM like probably AA to really deal with her. Like you'd need like actual rocket AA. Not only to get up to her height, but to actually cause any real significant damage to guarantee her going down. So, at least from a video game perspective. Technically, real life, that's also somewhat accurate, but there is still, like, jets and some things that can reach her. But not as likely as, like, rockets. So, but either way, I want to say a big shout out to everyone. Thanks for joining in. And see, also, she does. Yep, she definitely does. It's less often you see her use those, but she does. But, alright everyone, I hope y'all all enjoyed watching the stream and checking out this this proper first look slash continuation of Steam Next Fest for this specific demo called Ground of Aces, where you build up your own military air base. It's a British air base. I don't know if we'll ever get American planes. Maybe when this game gets big enough and it's fully released. I assume I haven't looked at the whole roadmap. I assume more factions different types of factions will be included at some point. Like maybe you'll eventually get to do an American air base with like P-51s and things like that, and the P-40s, because they were on both sides. The P-40s were both British and American. They both had that. So technically you'd see that on either, but so many cool things that this game could do with the way this is already set up. I really love it. So we will be checking out the full game, and for anyone on Steam, I recommend you wishlist or follow this if you're interested in these types of tycoon base building simulative type of style military games. Definitely check it out and wishlist and follow it. It's very good and it deserves the attention. We're starting to see good games again because we're starting to see developers who've realized maybe going in with these big boy developers and these publishers that don't know what they're doing isn't a good idea. Maybe we should do it on our own. 100%. 100%. Because a lot of these big boys don't know what game development is anymore. They forgot. They got too overbloated, too cocky for their own good, and a lot of the big boy AAA companies have lost their touch. So, if they can't even... And that's the thing, right? They're producing games they're supposed to have, like... And I'm going to give a little bit of a poke to a bear. I'm hoping this bear ends up being at least somewhat accurate. Even though this budget I'm about to tell you is just... In its own right is a red flag. When you need your game to have a $6 billion budget... You heard that word. Not million. Billion. I'm pretty sure you're doing it wrong. You're not making a game, you're trying to make a movie. And no one wants that. Go back to making games, then we will buy your games again, AAA developers. Otherwise, we just couldn't give two cruds about what happens with your companies if you're not going to produce products we care about. That's flat fact. So big shout out to the indie developer scene. Like I said, to this developer, Blind Flung Studios. Definitely check them out and check out this game and wishlist and just show some support. But thank you so much for everyone. Let's see, can't wait for Germany to get added. Wonder how the Leopard customization will go. Probably give it something similar to 122 composite. Yeah, probably. It'll probably just have a better version of what the Swedish already did. It really makes me mad every time I hear it. How did the Swedish beat the Germans to the best Leopard, man? It's really sad. Fun fact, the developer of Era 1 was Homeworld 2 modders. Really? Good to know. So support them too then. Because that game's good too. We're definitely going to check out more of that game as well. If it's up and running tomorrow, we might try to survive again. We might try to do a run of it and see if we can do a proper run for it to be on its own. To properly get an actual, standpoint of the gameplay. Since we understand what we're doing now, just like this game. How we didn't quite get the first time what we needed. And we had a much better run this time, so. We might check that out if that demo's still going tomorrow. Although this week's got to kind of start focusing back in, so we might not be able to do that. We'll see. I'm going to play that one by ear and not going to tell y'all for sure what we're doing tomorrow, because I'm not even sure. It could be Star Trucker. Depending on James's day off, it could be a co-op with the Mad Lad, because I can't remember what day he told me still. Or it could be the continuation of an Era 1, or maybe we go ahead and jump into one of the others we need to get into, so. But one way or the other. Fun fact, I already read that, but yeah. But thank you and big shout out to everyone, Farseer, everybody. Thank you so much. Hope Darius got his stuff situated away. I wish him good luck. Also, big shout out to the Sir Sealy watching in the background and enjoying the video as well. And hope your stuff has been going well too, Sealy. Hope you've been having a good time at college. Hope you've been getting them successful grades and getting yourself going in your what you're trying to do with robotics and stuff, big guy. I wish you the best luck, and so does everyone else still, as always. So, big shout out to Sealy as well. Let's see. I'll be finishing the American campaign. They gave me 2 AC-30s and no Russian DE. Oh, wow. Yep, goodbye. Goodbye to the enemy. No, that's just embrace full DACA. Anyways, I'm gonna have me some fun. Dang it, Farseer. Why? Why did you do that to my brain? All I heard when you said that is what's his name from Predator. When he loses his mind before he goes to try to kill it. Oh man, but big shout out to all you guys out there watching the stream. I hope you all enjoyed watching, and I hope to see y'all for whatever we end up doing tomorrow for tomorrow's stream. We will be doing something. It's not like we won't, unless IRL changes that and I have to do something more important IRL. Then otherwise something's happening tomorrow. But I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much, and I will see you all in our next one. Bye, Farseer. Bye, Sealy. Bye, Tamp King. Bye, everybody. And big shout out to everyone in the background. Bye.